Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. How are we doing today?
What?
Oh, God.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello.
Mortis Heat, and I can't believe Itadori's an Overwatch player.
I can.
Who's an Overwatch player?
Yuji.
Oh, well, you know.
I buy that.
His ass should be doing homework.
He should. His ass should have been doing homework the whole fucking time.
It's okay, he was duoed with my other friend whose name is Gojo.
Oh, God! Gojo should be making him do his homework!
But are we surprised that he's not?
No.
Are we
surprised that
he's
Gojo's
an Overwatch
enabling
player,
him?
The weirdo.
No, Gojo I totally believe.
I think the funniest bit, too, is that the friend that I have whose name is Gojo right now is a support main. I can't believe Gojo's cranking 90s on the Mercy.
I can't believe this. So, we're now at 220, which was Cupcakes.
Haunts.
So
Oh,
now
that's what this is.
So now we have to draw the funny haunts.
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 Haunts and spooks and haunts.
Come on, every pony, smile, smile, smile.
That was my lead-in music.
Yeah, fair enough. Listen, the remix of it goes really hard.
So we have the funny horse.
It's a funny horse, though.
It's the funny
Haunts.
horse.
Is that one Avi?
Yeah, man. You wanna know what you do? Yeah, huh?
What?
You know what you do? Here's what you do.
Okay.
You go up to her. You're like, hey, I kind of want you to watch this show. And then you tell her about the sad priest who smokes. And she'll do it. And it's as simple as that.
This motherfucker was plotting. You've been
Oh,
fucking.
it was so funny.
He's been out here slandering me in other people's fucking DMs. I hate it.
Oh,
here.
so I literally showed them the exact thing you said, which was, fuck, got my ass, I'll start tomorrow. Like, where's the slander?
Like, fucking. I mentioned
It's
to
not
like.
slandering if you said it.
I mentioned to like 4 people that like I'd started watching Free Reign, and every single person I mentioned it to proceeded immediately to be like, yeah, I know, Avi showed me your DMs. And I'm like, this motherfucker!
I love this funny man.
What's this show?
So
I love this funny man with all my heart.
So for context, for those of you who are not familiar with shit, sorry, let me turn off emotes only chat, Jesus. Fucking Avi wanted me to watch Free Reign, which is the funny elf anime, right? So
Oh, okay.
So he says, okay, I'm getting in deep and there's a sad priest who smokes. If that's your deal, watch the show. I said, what does he look like? He sends me a picture of Zine. How's this? Fuck. Owned. Got my ass. I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then I sent him another DM and I said, oh fuck. Smile emoji. I know this archetype. Smile emoji. Ha, how I love my debauched men of God. And it was a picture of Wolfwood and Genjo Sanzo. And then I tell Dio, because I thought it was funny, and Dio responds, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, because Avi put your ass on blast in my DMs earlier. Hey, I have a question. What's your relationship with God? I said, haha, non-existent. I've been in church once, no twice. You have the hot, and he says, and I quote, you have the hots for sad men of cloth in the same way repressed Catholic housewives do, and it's very funny to see.
Jesus!
I just sent Heaton a picture of the DM.
Oh my god, that is so fucking funny.
Jesus Christ, Dionysus!
He fucking
Christ,
got
Dio.
my ass. Got my ass.
Dude,
Oh my god.
I can't believe I've conscripted our like half our friend group into a JJK jumping.
You can't believe that? You have a difficult time believing that's what you've done? Is this something you're having to come to grips with? Die.
Simply perish.
Oh my god.
So in other news, I'm rewatching Daredevil with Callie because Callie hasn't watched it yet.
Cool.
We just got past like the second episode, going very well. I then also realized while I was watching this, oh, I never finished the third season. I don't know how it ends.
God. Also, Heaton, are you watching subbed or dubbed?
Dubbed.
So,
Like a champion.
Mm-hmm.
there's
I like
there's
dub. I'll usually watch
First
dub
of
if
all-
I can.
Yeah.
First of all, the dub is utterly fantastic. I need to find whoever did Stark's voice and give him a kiss on the forehead.
He's so
Uh,
good!
Little
He's so good. Oh my god,
little
his
peck
voice
on the
is
cheek, though.
perfect.
I don't even know who this guy is.
It's
but
so fucking funny.
The other one was, okay, I don't know if you experienced this, but I heard Fern's voice, and I was like, oh, I know that voice actor, but I'm not gonna, like, fucking go into it and see who that is because I have a show to watch. And then I kept hearing her talk, and I kept being like, who is that? No, who is that? No, who is that? No, who is that? And then I looked at her catalog on like IMDb, and I was like, I couldn't find where I recognized her from. I couldn't fucking find it anywhere. She's Yui in Sword Art Online Abridged.
Good for her! Good for her!
Good for her.
Yeah,
Good
that
for her.
fucking stellar. Stellar, by the way. The only... it's not even a nitpick. It's like, it does kind of make one joke not work as well. In the sub, her Frierin's voice is a lot more like Ubu Sugoi.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she blows Zine the kiss, like, whatever, you're just a cutesy little elf. But in the dub, she's got the MILF voice.
And it's really funny!
It's amazingly good. I love her fucking voice so much. Like, God. It makes the Gatmo voice so good.
Yeah, the choice to give Frieren, like, an older woman's voice in the dub is actually great, because it does highlight that she's, like, 1,000 years old.
But
Yes.
also that she's fucking, like, but when the moments come around where she's, like, being a shit, or where she's, like, extorting people, or where she's, like, fucking just in bed, refusing to get out of bed, and and Fern has to, like, get her ready like a fucking child, and she's just still got that voice, and it's like, help. Send help, please, I'm dying.
I can't believe he left the party. I am no longer watching Frieren.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's totally leaving the party, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, forever, permanently.
I'm on 17, so I can't say for certain, but like fucking Lamau.
I love with all of my heart that we were like, okay, so what is your friend's name? You keep telling us about this mythical friend you have. And he's like, oh yeah, he goes by Gorilla Warrior.
Yeah!
And they're all like,
Just like me!
and they're like, yeah, but what's his real name? And he goes, I don't remember. And they're like, what do you mean you don't remember? And he's like, that's what he's gone by for like most of our childhood and into adulthood. That's his name now. And he's like, I don't give a shit what, and he specifically goes, I don't give a shit what his real name is. That's what he goes by, and that's what I call him. And I'm like, damn, we love to see this.
Me when my mom asked me, is your friend's name actually Dio?
And in this case, the answer is kinda.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know him as Dio, and that is how I address him. If you want to call him something, I don't know, a fucking something else, you could do whatever. But like, that's my guy.
Digital Sketch, you work
move
at
right there.
an MLP convention? Which one? Which one?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
What's
Oh god.
the
Oh god.
normie version of Dio, anyways? Would it be Dave? Does your mom think my real name is Dave?
Derek. Derek.
Well, because I introduced Ellie to her as Mavi, and so she doesn't think that like your real name has any bearing on your online name.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "Fucking, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be like,
Could be literally anything.
it could be literally anything."
I mean, it is Dio, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dio.
Yeah. Also, Keaton, do you think you're able to like fly down here by Wednesday so we can
uh,
watch the Gurren Lagann?
Oh, you worked at Everfree? Oh my god! So you have like,
Excuse me.
I am so sorry for your loss.
so you work at
I don't know what
Everfree
that one is.
Northwest? Oh, so you like work at one of the like the real ones, one of the big ones.
Do you have functioning like olfactory senses? Does your nose work? It wouldn't mine wouldn't if I worked at fucking Everfree. I would just cut it off.
I would just simply remove it.
Welcome to another episode of The Legion is a very eclectic group of people, and it makes me very happy.
So, quickest and briefest aside, I know I mentioned this before we got started. So I'm currently coming down from a I don't want to say bully. I want to say heavily critique. And as I'm coming down from it, I thought to myself after I was done, and the guy like not only deleted his video but also his comment.
Mhm.
I was like, is this what commentators feel like?
Yeah.
Is this what it feels like?
Yeah.
'Cause this is a whole different high I'm feeling right now.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I don't know if
sometimes when that's the reaction, I get sad. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to like go that, but like when it's a bad person,
Yeah.
aka someone who was actively being transphobic, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the dopamine
Yeah, no,
rush is real.
yeah.
Perish.
Being a transphobe with not only within the Warhammer community, but was also a Tau player is fucking wild.
Yes, it does. I typically work in the CCG department. I'm the person who teaches new people how to play card games. Cool.
That is awesome. That's such a cool job.
Like, being a transphobic Warhammer player sounds like being a transphobic One Piece fan.
Like,
Speaking of commentary, when is the Doflamingo video coming out? Chop chop commentator.
Hey, ask Alex!
Ask one Alex Roshan. Go bother the voice actor for Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus. He has one bit! He has to record one bit and then we're done!
I was like, can you do it? And then like a week later, he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, thanks, man. He's like, no problem. And he hasn't. I know he had a video to do, and he's a very busy man.
Good on him though.
Alex!
His consistency to show up at D&D games is like beats mine. So
Yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna put you publicly on blast. So
no, don't do that.
So we had D&D yesterday.
No.
And what did you do?
You forgot to call out.
What were we talking about on Wednesday?
No.
The girls are fighting.
Buddy.
On Wednesday, we had this conversation about how you do this. Brooke reminded you.
Spaced.
Repeatedly, Brooke reminded you.
I completely spaced. I did put in the request for the next one though. It's in there. I put it in. I told Brooke the day, I will put it in the day you announce the dates. I put it in.
Y'all
I will be at the next one.
Will you or will you sleep in again?
I will not sleep in again. I'll put on.
And y'all wonder why I don't do it.
No, you should though. You would have fun. You would
Listen,
enjoy it.
Dungeons and Dragons is fun, but this motherfucker gets berated because he keeps coming late or forgetting or double booking.
I'm sorry.
He gets berated because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I I need videos from my YouTubers. Well, you'll get another video from me on Friday next week.
Bet.
Yeah. My,
Fuck yeah.
my 2023 media wrap-up is... Because I decided that... I saw a video from Hazel, and where she, like, during her break, she just talked about all of the things that she consumed. And I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. I would like to do that instead of a media thread this year. And then I did, and it was really fun, because I got to look back on all of the things that I partook in that year.
By the way, speaking of that media thing, we, to all my fellow abusees out there, the Dokkan Battle 9th anniversary headliners got announced, and there is a stupid habit that they have that I hate, and I think it's dumb and stupid and bad and I hate it, where the anniversary can only be Goku and Vegeta, as some variation of the two, or fusions. Because those are the headline, those are the big guys, those are the big, strong men, and they'll always fucking do those two. The only exceptions were year 1, where we got Gogeta and Janemba, and this year, where we're getting, Super Gogeta into Blue Gogeta and Broly. Right after my fucking Broly rewatch. Let's go!
So I have some fun recommendations for all of you in there this year. And some stuff that sucked. Cough, Rebel Moon sucks, cough.
Man.
God, can I go on a tangent a little bit about Rebel Moon?
Of course
Please do.
You can.
Okay, I have never seen a more accurate representation of Mom Netflix. Can we have Warhammer? Mom Netflix, we have Warhammer at home, points to Rebel Moon.
That's what I said! I was like, we were watching that movie, and as I was like, we can take we'll take a shot every time it's just clearly Star Wars. But like, where it's just a Star Wars fanfic with the serial numbers filed off. But like, a bunch of it, as we were watching, I'm like, this is Warhammer shit. And they're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, these uniforms, this mech style, this is Warhammer shit.
Yep, that was just 100% Netflix. Netflix didn't get the rights to Warhammer, so they just said, "Fuck it, we'll make our own." We already hired the actors.
So
Which,
here's
the thing.
gets awkward.
Here's the thing. I will say this about Rebel Moon. I liked the designs.
Yeah,
I like.
the art team for Rebel Moon was strong.
Yeah, the art team was very strong for Rebel Moon, and the casting wasn't bad. It was just Warhammer meets the Odyssey, but badly written.
It had a lot of like I don't know what was up with like somebody in the audio department really should have fixed that high-pitched whistling that I heard the entire movie. You know, it was so high only dogs could hear it. You know what I mean? Damn.
Damn, what are we gonna do? Oh well.
Somebody really should have double-checked that. Anyway. Like, and I told Brooke, and she's like, I don't necessarily get it. Like, the cast of all the bad guys were clearly Nazis, and the good guys were all POC, so, like, I don't get it. And I was like, it's specifically because it's a group of POC from, like, expressly colonized and marginalized communities that are, A, very clearly racist caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, the black guy was a former commandant, but is now a Coliseum fighter. Oh, we found the clear Native American allegory working a farm where he was taming animals with his ability to talk to them.
Yeah, why was there a griffin here?
Oh, our stand-in for the Jedi, our Asian rep, is a fucking cyborg with beam katanas. Like, I was like, first of all, that.
Literally beam katanas. I hate how beam katanas are literally lightsabers, and those are literally beam katanas. Like, blow me! Just blow me.
And on top of that, it's all of them talking about, like, I remember when the world was good, back when things were pure, and the image they keep flashing back to is a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed princess who has literally Jesus powers.
Yeah. And guess what? That plot goes nowhere.
Oh, it'll go somewhere in the second movie in the trilogy.
That's totally happening. That's totally fucking happening, right? I can't wait for my Rebel Moon 2. More Rebel Moon.
2 Rebel, 2 Moon.
2 suck, 2 dick.
Now you don't.
Now you don't! Jesus Christ. I stand with you. I think that the second Now You See Me should have been called Now You Don't.
Like
2 now to see me.
2 Now To See Me.
2 now to see me.
They needed to go, like, just completely mask off Mel Brooks parody bullshit.
Simply just go fully, like, if you'd, unironically, it would have been less racist if they would have just been more racist, because then they could be like, it's a parody, we're doing a bit.
So,
Yeah, like
what
with
we do.
like with Pow World.
Hey, Nazi.
Hello.
I love you.
I was about to say, like, what we do?
It's the
Like,
funny
all
mouse.
the time.
It's the Mouse King. Just
Oh, you're drawing cupcakes because of the new fucking MLP infection wave?
No, I'm drawing cupcakes because it was a sub reward, but also that.
what?
I
Wait a
want
minute, is
to
there a
make
new
video
zombie thing
about
going
it.
on?
There is, and
Okay,
it's
so
actually
there is-
really cool.
It's
What is
really fucking cool. Okay, so let me explain. I blame Total Drama Island for this.
I do too!
This is a
I
weird.
just-
This
This
is
is-
a weird.
Let me
It's be-
take you on a journey.
It's
I wanna
because
take
of-
him on a journey.
It's definitely because of Total Slaughter. It's for sure because of Total Slaughter.
Okay. I want to bring everybody on a journey. Everybody, it's story time with Daddy Nezzy. It's story time.
All right.
He's
And
dead.
I'm
I
in.
really,
I got my snuggie.
I really want to make a fucking video about it because it fascinates me how history keeps repeating itself.
Can I
So
join you?
Total- Yes.
For the video on Total Slaughter, can I join you? Because
Yes,
I'm
you
also
absolutely can.
because I'm also super in. Because hey, you want to know what else?
Right.
You know what? You want to know what the next big one that I'm gonna do? The next big
Uh-huh.
art request is Slender House.
Wait, is
Okay,
Total Slaughter
Keaton-
the one that was on TikTok?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
I
all
love
on
that
TikTok,
one.
baby. But
I
no,
know,
here's
I
the
love
thing.
that one.
let me take you all on a journey. It's story time with Daddy Nezzy. Heaton and I will plan to make a video talking about this because it's really fucking fascinating, this repeated history of taking childhood properties and make them horror, because it's fucking fascinating. So I blame Total Drama Island for this. Because, you know, way back in like 2012, you know, everybody had like Cupcakes and everybody had Rainbow Factory and all that jazz. Arguably really bad because none of them had warnings on them, or they were purposely made to look like this show to trick other people into watching it. Nowadays, because, you know, everyone's older, it's like we put warnings and everything like that, like this isn't the show. Total Drama Island had one creator who I think was like 15, by the way, which is, her art was so fucking good, had an AU called Total Drama Island of the Slaughtered, where it took the concept from one episode where a serial killer got loose, and then it did that with all of the islanders, with few surviving. And it had like certain creative elements to it, and like genuinely looked into the characters and genuinely looked into the story. And the story was that Chris McClane abandoned the island after the serial killer got out, and then came back years later with 2 characters from World Tour, which was Alejandro and the girl whose name I can't remember right now.
Sierra.
Sierra. And they go in, and there's like a whole thing where everyone's ghosts and shit, and they have like survival tactics in the description, and various descriptions that are meant to be talking to Chris McClane, like with Beth, how she won't hurt you, but you shouldn't turn around because she's looking at something behind you. But then that evolved, and more total drama shit started happening, where more people kept making similar AUs, but with the other seasons and with more stories. One of my favorites was when somebody inspired by Total Drama Island of the Slaughtered started drawing all the deaths in the style of Junji Ito, which was so fucking good. Now, recently we have I can literally only call it this, the MLP pandemic.
The My Little Pandemic.
Because My Little Pandemic horror.
That's what it is.
Hey
It's
guys,
literally the
I'm gonna
My
explode.
It's literally the My Little Pandemic.
I shit you not, Heaton. I've been thinking of titles for this video. I will get to you later because I need to make the fucking FNAF video first. It was a promise, and then we'll talk about that. I have literally been sitting. I couldn't sleep. I've been sitting up like fucking. Friendship is horror. Horror is magic. Fucking my little infection. Just trying to think of like really funny titles.
No, now we need to call it My Little Pandemic. That's what we need to call it. The My Little Pandemic.
My Little Pandemic masks are magic. We're gonna
Quarantine is magic.
No, straight
Okay.
up. No, you know what we should call it?
Uh-huh.
We should call it the My Little Pandemic : the spread of Grimdark.
Ooh. But okay, what happened is that there was a new trend that has started. I don't know where it started. I would have to do research on it. Where somebody made an AU of My Little Pony where they get infected with something, but it's never said exactly what it is. It depends on the AU that you're looking at. Like there's certain ones where it's a plant from the Everfree, there's a crystal, there's there's a version where the crystallization of certain ponies and they literally explode in the final stage.
Most of them are fungi of some kind.
That's what I meant by the Everfree. They have like the plant that fell from the sky and then it affects everything. And then what it does is in the final stages, it returns them to a plant-like state to fend to another host. And they have been doing this repeatedly, and there's genuinely, because of the fact that they're not like trying to purposely trick kids into clicking on it, you have like this fantastic art. Like there's one, oh my god, let me find it because it's very Walton Files inspired with like the shading and the anatomy. It's purposely distorted and genuinely fucking creepy. But it's so fascinating. I know that there's like a bunch of people like complaining about it, oh, it just keeps getting repeated. Like, because that's what happens with literally anything. I know people did the same thing with FNAF, where it's like, oh, everything's FNAF now. I don't know if you know this, but in like the 80s, everything was a fucking slasher fic, and in the 2000s, everything was a fucking zombie movie.
Yeah.
That's how trends work. But it was just, it's so fascinating to see the creativity and the art. I don't, like, as you get older, you're like, I don't give a shit if anything's cringy anymore, fuck this. It's fun. It's so genuinely fun. And it made me miss that, right? From like old fandoms. It made me miss that. Because the thing is, people can argue that My Little Pony is a shitty fandom, but you cannot deny the creativity that has come from that fandom. Whether it be stories, whether it be animations, whether it be like songs. It's so good. I'm so invested in these fucking infected AUs. Some of them have stories, some of them are animated through like various editing styles. It's so cool.
It's fucking fascinating.
It's so cool.
What's the name of, there's this really old one. Oh god, when did this come out? 2011. So you're talking about all these infection ones, and it reminds me of this one from 2011 called The Cough.
I loved The Cough!
The Cough was so good. And the whole thing is there's this disaster, this infection, and the main 6 are stuck inside from this sickness, and in the darkness, one of them coughs.
Oh.
and
Oh
they
my god,
figure
no,
out,
I remember that.
I think they end up putting down, I think, Fluttershy.
Yeah.
I think Fluttershy takes the blame,
And then someone else coughs.
and then someone else coughs.
I will say this, the one thing that I hate about a lot of these AUs is that Applejack dies first. My girl would not die first.
That's literally true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
my
way too
favorite.
strong to die first.
Everyone gives so much shit
Okay.
to Applejack. She's my favorite.
Secondary
okay.
point, can I have a really good rarity-based fic that isn't Little Miss Rarity? Please,
Can
I
I-
beg, I plead.
No, that's the thing. One of the survivors is most often rarity.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like the only there's another one that I vaguely remember that was rarity focused that was really good. Oh my god, what was it called? Because I know Lost Narrator did a reading of it, but it's so hard to find really good rarity ones because the only one that everybody knows is Little Miss Rarity, and I hate it.
I feel like it's with the poor treatment of Applejack in the fandom, I think it stems from the fact that she is one of 2 Earth ponies in the group, and only and one of the Earth ponies who is not an unstoppable deity of chaotic destruction.
True.
And it's more
Like-
often than not the
Very
monster. Am I right?
Mhm.
It depends. Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. This thing gives me fucking nightmares because I found it when I was scrolling at night and the lights were off. Because I
Well, that's
just
always
look
the
at it. Here's
When
the
you find
thing.
stupid shit
Here's
and
the
it's in the middle of the
TikTok.
night.
It's a no mic.
Oh my fucking god! No,
Yes,
the thumbnail is
terrified.
too funny.
Have you seen the Shining Armor one?
Yes.
God,
Did
I
you
think about
see
that
what
one
it
so
translates
often.
to?
No.
This somebody. Okay, let me go find that real quick. Because you know it's written in Russian, so somebody put the translation for it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find it again. I have it in my likes because the art was so fucking good. Somebody asked to shit, hold on. God damn it. Let me find that comment. It's so good.
Dude, you know who we need to drop in to fucking Cupcakes into the cup? You know who we need to drop into every single one of these horror AUs with the serial killer? Fucking Maharaga.
What?
With this treasure I
The
summon.
block button isn't enough. With this treasure,
I summon!
A one that I really liked, that was actually Fluttershy focused, was Angel of Mercy. It's a good one about how, what's it called? Like, when an animal is suffering, and so you put it down to get it out of
Euthanasia?
its misery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fluttershy.
Which makes
Wild.
very much sense.
And there's
I
a bit
didn't-
where poor Applejack shows up and is extremely sick, but she went out to visit Fluttershy because nobody had heard from Fluttershy in weeks. And Applejack does not make it out of that cottage alive.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, do you think the Maharaga could adapt to Toon Force?
What? What?
Maybe.
Because like, I need a death battle between like either Pinky or Luffy and Maharaga.
Pinky's gonna win.
Well, that's the thing. Is that if Maharaga ends up adapting, would he just become another fucking Pinkie Pie, just with no eyes?
This is the part that I didn't think through, and it was that I was gonna have to draw all of these cutie marks.
Cutie marks.
Lamau owned.
The cutie bar.
Stupid.
You can always just go get a PNG image, baby.
I can.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
Literally everyone would be like, same.
I found it. It's a rarity-based fic inspired by 1408 by Stephen King.
I found it! Ethereal, I found it!
Which
I found
one?
it. I found what it translates to for the Shining Armor one.
Oh, you were talking to me.
Oh shit! Sorry.
It's
Oh,
okay.
not the Chloe shit. Oh God, why? Not that
put
one.
the,
That one
uh,
genuinely
Shining Armor
terrifies
one
me, and I
in
don't know
the
why.
chat.
And all the comments are so funny, like saying it's breaking down the stanky leg, but it scares me.
He's so happy to see his baby girl.
Okay, it translates to "This is all that will
When
remain after me."
when he responds in DM.
This is all that will remain after.
This is all that will remain after me.
Cool, rad, love that for us.
God.
I love the comments. One of them says, "Ooh, that got a little kick to it."
I fucking.
All right, I gotta go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. I
One-
will tell you,
first-
there's like a really fucking sad Apple Dash one, which I'm not the biggest fan of Apple Dash. I prefer Rarity and Apple Jack,
You know what?
but it's so good.
Here's what
I
we're gonna
wonder
do.
if I liked it. I need to find it. God, I hate that fucking horse.
Hey, if you like Rara Jack Nezzy,
Is it
might
the cowboy
I?
AU? Because that one makes me very
No.
happy.
No, it's another like horror sad one.
Why do you hate me?
Sorry. Because suffer as I Ramatra have suffered. It's called the Palm Boutique, and it building's haunted.
Dude.
What was the one comment that I saw? We got horror Yudi Pony before GT6 or some shit.
Jesus.
I love that.
I just-
comment.
I remember, like, because I was in it from the beginning of season 3 until season 7. Like, it
Of what?
of NLP. Took me a little bit before I fell off, but I fell off. Lamau, just like in real life.
Damn.
But, like, dude, I put off watching the finale to that show for a while, and wouldn't you know it, it was the same Saturday I watched the Steven Universe Future finale. And, like, why did I do that to myself?
I don't know. Why did you do that to yourself?
It's like, it was, that, like, is categorized as self-harm in some countries.
I got the sniffles. Sorry.
It's
Damn.
okay.
My
That's
gross
hot.
dad noises.
So do most of the people in this house. Don't feel bad.
Also, really quickly, no, the rest of the main 6 shouldn't have become alicorns because you cannot escape the tragedy of friendship not lasting forever, and also the concept of life.
Bro, like, shut up, though! Like, let me just fantasy!
There's a really, hang on, where is it?
I freaking love you so much.
Boy, if you like suffering, where is it?
Did I just
Hang on.
did I not know what to do about this color palette and just go to coolers so that I can just keep hitting spacebar and getting random color palettes to make my life
Yeah.
easier? Yeah.
Do you
Anyway,
POV typing yourself?
if you want suffering, smile.
No! No! No!
Oh,
I already know things are gonna be bad when you have it in black and white with one color being present.
Yeah, I know.
dude, me when Mad
Also,
World.
this comment,
There's some
this
muted
fucking
gold.
comment of POV hyping yourself up to leave your room to get a drink in the middle of the night because you're paranoid with that fucking image.
Dude, every single night of my life is too tired to piss, too full of piss to sleep.
Oh, did I ever tell you that I actually have a Rainbow Factory OC?
I thought for a split second
No.
where you were gonna say, "Have I ever told you about my time trying to piss?"
I have had
when you
many
said
dreams where I
rainbow,
was
it's like-
pissing. I have had many dreams where I was pissing and I woke up thinking I had pissed, with which my bladder had my loyalty, and I did not in fact piss.
I thought when you said rainbow, I thought you were gonna say something else, and I was gonna scream.
Nezzy, do you want to see my pony OCP push eye?
Ooh. Oh, damn it, do I not have a picture of him? His name was Spectrum Shot. He was the one that knocked them out.
Fair.
I have long since repurposed my pony OC.
Where's
Same.
Schmoozer, baby, a schmoozer.
Dude, I've just taken all my pony OCs and just thrown them in the incinerator so they could be reincarnated as one.
Have you guys considered, if you will, if I may, a changeling having a hybridized form as an allegory for gender non-binaryism in the pony universe? Hi, my name is Aether.
That's
I'm in love
cool.
with you.
No, I think it's rad actually.
I'm in love with you.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
might
this
redo him.
is Prism Pyrus. Pyrus is the scientific name for, I believe, a species of poisonous flower, which it comes from when they were a changeling.
Can I tell you one of the fucking weirdest horror OCs for My Little Pony I ever made?
No.
It's the Japanese Andromeda plant. That's what it is. Listen,
love
in my
them.
defense,
No, you don't gotta explain shit. I love it.
yeah. It's
But
because a lot
no.
of the changelings have names relating to insects or flowers, and I wanted something poison-based because I thought it'd be fun.
I remember my first OC was Angel Sketch because I was me. But there was a character that I made who was like a horror character, and her name was Peculiar.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The thing, and she only spoke through radio frequency.
That's kind of cool,
So-
actually.
So it was kind of like with Bumblebee. I don't remember why. It was just really fun to do her voice because it was all over the place. But what happened was her story. Oh my god, her story was when like, you know how Discord's power is everybody becomes their opposite,
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Uh-huh.
much. So by that logic, there was definitely a fucking serial killer running around.
No, yeah.
So I thought that Discord was like, oh man, I fucked up. And he took all of the parts that the pony left behind to make a new one. And that was the start of Peculiar.
I've done what we call a little oopsie daisy.
I love my Peculiar. I love my baby. I might redraw her some. She was my baby. I was very happy with her. I also had a whole thing that I wanted to do where it was like changelings versus fucking changelings versus ponies. This was before they were like reformed and shit. But there was Thistle Whistle, there was Echo Heart, I think there was fucking what the hell was her name? My favorite was that one of them was blind. They had no eyes because a changeling took them out because she could recognize when there was a changeling. Something like that. I don't know. It's all cringe.
Look, we are cringe, but we are free.
We are. I think I actually repurposed that idea into something that I made recently because I think one of them was like there was twins where one of them was blind and one of them was deaf. And then I repurposed that into an Adam and Eve AU where they were singers.
A what AU?
Okay, hold on.
Oh god.
A what?
Okay, not an AU, but I made characters inspired by the idea.
Okay, I was gonna fucking say.
It wasn't an AU. It was two characters that I wanted to make called Adrian and Eva.
Okay, I was gonna fucking say, what the fuck do you mean?
Not a Bible AU. Cause I couldn't stop having the idea cause somebody put like a fucking skeleton guitar and I'm like, I'm gonna take one of these ribs, shove an apple in it, and that's gonna be her microphone.
Oh, I like them. Oh, I saw them on Twitter. I like them.
Yeah. I was very happy with it, and I might redraw them at some point. But he's blind and she's deaf, so she sings and he follows the beat of the guitar. He listens to her sing and she feels the rhythm from his guitar. That's how their relationship works.
Yeah.
This is my Adam and Eve, you bananas.
It's really fucking funny.
I didn't mean to say AU, I meant to say they were characters inspired by, because I wanted to make, like, monsters. My Bible AU. You know that's a thing, Sam.
Yeah, no, I know it is.
Technically speaking, if you want to get technical, every alternate universe is a Bible AU.
What?
I need you to. I need you to shut up right now. I need you to. I need you to. I need you to shut up. I'm taking your. I'm removing your speaking privileges.
God damn it!
Simply yoinked.
Can't believe Natalie's
Jesus
fucking
Christ. Why am I so much bigger than a Therion Dio?
I didn't think that this would take so long, but I'm
know.
a fucking moron.
I'm coughing. Fuck.
I didn't.
No, is it a fake PNG? Or are we good?
No, it's a real PNG. I just had to.
Oh, you're using Gen 1. Huh.
I'm just yoinking. I gotta. This is. I did not anticipate this part to take so goddamn long.
There are there's a lot of cutie marks we gotta do.
I forgot about this part. Okay, I fucking forgot.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
Speaking.
Yeah,
'Cause you're a
controversially.
loser, baby.
Yeah, controversially, I don't think about Cupcakes that much.
Sorry, I'm singing a song from the Has-Been Hotel show because it's really catchy.
What? Me too? Never. Anyway.
Dying.
Listen, okay. I'm
I'm
not
about
an
to cough.
Alistair girly. However, I can understand why people are.
I just looked up and to my left, to my right, ever so slightly, so that I could read chat, and I just saw Wandering go Bible AU, the Mandela catalog.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all night. I'll be here for the most part until Heaton bans me from every possible chat.
Oh yeah, no. That's my favorite bit is God. I still can't believe I haven't been forcibly removed yet.
You'll
Also,
know.
you're an Alistair girly. I fucking love Husk. Granted, I will follow Keith David to the ends of the earth.
Oh no. No, I'm not an Alistair girly, but I can understand why people are, and his sass is growing on me.
His laugh in Japanese is fucking weird.
Explain?
I'm sorry,
It's-
real quick, before we do that, Emmos, do not search Vladimir Putin on AO3, by the way, worst mistake of my life, followed by Wandering going, what do you mean when you said this?
My love. What?
Which was resembled by Emmo going, don't worry about it.
I thought it would
love-
be funny. And spoilers,
I love-
it was not.
Anyway,
We did look.
continue.
What was it? Fucking. We did look up Judas and Jesus fanfiction.
I've seen quite a few
Yeah.
Jesus.
You got it. You'll get there.
Is this ship named Jesus?
Yeah, it is.
Give
It
us-
is now.
Cool. Cool.
No! No!
I've decided it's now Jesus. But like,
It's juices.
but fucking, I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
It was taken out back and murdered. That's fine. Oh god, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this noise. This is taking too long.
This is what you signed up for, baby.
Shut up!
Follow your promise. You know, the thing that I also have to do because I keep forgetting, and also because fucking Joy of Creation just does not want to work.
Oh, Doc, Story of Creation is actually decent.
No, I know that it is. I've seen some of it, but the problem is that somebody did like, oh, we'll pay 50 subs if you play it. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I keep trying to, but like it won't. It keeps crashing. And when I look up how to do it, it's like, oh, by the way, you got to disconnect from the internet and then go back on. I'm like, what?
Why?
I don't know. It's not like a It's not a game that requires the internet. And if it does, I don't fucking know why.
Sorry, there's now pony things back in my recommended, and I found one of my favorite animations from literally 10 years ago of Octavia just beating up an entire bunch of changelings. You get him, Octavia. You fuck it up.
Oh, you want to know my favorite thing of all from the MLP fandom was? Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
When the voice actor got changed out, oh my god, I cried. He was so passionate about it.
Listen, sometimes
shit
somebody
got
releases
weird.
a good song and I listen to it out of the pony context.
Discord is a really good song, and it took a bunch of people forever to learn that it was in fact a My Little Pony song.
I love that.
Because the Living Tombstone is badass, and everyone should listen.
I see, controversially, I prefer the original Discord, but specifically the original creator remixed it for the finale after 10 years or something like that.
Oh.
And it goes so hard.
I don't think I've ever heard the remix. I've only heard of the old one. Which makes me feel old, and I feel like I'm disintegrating as we speak.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep having moments where I'm like, I'm so aggressively 30.
Yeah.
You want to know what scared me
Hmm.
a couple days ago?
Huh?
People were doing compilations of songs having to do with 17, and it made me realize, oh, a bunch of fucking people are turning 17. Like a bunch of people that were born beyond the 2000s are turning 17 right now.
I know. Hello, Ontario.
Hello, Aethir. Hello,
I'm
everyone.
Cario.
Hello,
Nezzy, if you look in the gnome mic, this is my favorite animation, which is just Octavia going ham.
Gonna just...
I remember this! Oh my god!
This person stood up and went, "What if Octavia just became violent?"
Do you remember Magic is Manly?
Yes. Yeah, I do. My favorite part is when she fucking just sleeper holds this changeling till it passes out.
Oh man. Oh man, the fandom is fucking wild, man.
Oh my god, was it? Hang
Also, give Earth Ponies something to fucking do. This is something that they did in the 5th Gen movie. By the way, Spike looks like garbage. He has been confirmed in Gen 5. He looks like fucking garbage.
Oh, he looks
it
like
looks
garbage.
like
So bad.
I shit you not. If you 3D modeled Friendship is Magic Spike's head and then just put it on a bigger body, that's what he looks like. He's got a fucking giraffe ass neck and an itty bitty little body and shitty wings. That's what he looks like. He's garbage. But in like the movie, there's like this whole thing where it's like, we gotta bring back the magic, which has led to one of my favorite ideas, in that Twilight would be mad at her. One of like the statement, that magic was not yours to give, which led to many ideas. But like in the movie, which isn't bad, by the way, a bunch of people shit on it.
By the way, Shark Jumping Walrus.
By the way, the movie isn't terrible. I like the singing, but also because Kimiko Glenn is in it and has one of the best songs. But which is the second time she's played a horse. Very fun. What happens is like, we gotta bring back the magic. Pegasi can fly. Unicorns can just do whatever the fuck they want. And then we have the Earth Ponies, and secretly it was like, Earth Ponies had magic this whole time, but they never explained what their magic was. It just is. And it's like, they did have it in the show. They explained that their power was primarily strength and nurturing the Earth. But they fucking Earth Ponies get the most shit.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now we get to start doing some shit. It's done. I get to.
I put the Discord no mic.
Cool, this took an hour? Great. I'll be here a million years doing the fucking rendering on this. God damn it. I'm ready to die. Fucking kill
I'm
me.
looking at it. You did this to yourself, baby.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, let's do...
Oh, so they did that in the fucking finale of the season 2, where it's like, you see all the magic go into all the characters, and it was like, one goes to Pinky because Pinky's not like a normal pony. But then they don't show it going to any of the Earth ponies, and it's like, the Earth ponies also have magic. You give them so much shit!
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that my favorite part of the ending of MLP was the brief moment where Pinky had all of Discord's power. Because that was great.
I mean, one of the most hilarious things to me actually was one, they like froze a child in stone. And second, that made me sad, is that there's like a picture of Flufflepuff reacting to Chrysalis being in stone.
Oh, Flufflepuff.
Flufflepuff!
Flufflepuff.
I love that little guy so much. Everyone knows the Rainbow Song. And then there was like Friendship is Witchcraft that had a bunch of really good songs, but there was a weird incest plot.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about it. We can talk about the song. Not gonna talk about the plot.
And it's the bit too is one of my favorite songs. Has a ska remake. I'm just gonna call it the Bard song because you don't say the one word. Which makes me really sad. Yeah. Because it's unironically, like, I think it's really good. But the whole thing...
Is great.
Yeah, there's a ska cover of it that's unironically really good.
It is. I love it.
Hello, Lio.
I have
Hello.
heard...
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
No.
Why? You're not gonna stay
Because-
up.
No, I'm going to stay up all day. I'm going to probably pass
No,
out at
you're
2
not.
p.m., but I'm going to stay up all day.
Then you're not staying up all day if you're gonna sleep at 2 p.m.
Everybody knows the day ends at 2 p.m. It's fine. That's when the
Okay,
snakes
the-
come out.
That is when the snakes come out. You're so right.
That's when the snakes come.
The day ends at 2 p.m. for me. Do you know why the day ends for me at 2 p.m., Nezzy?
Uh-huh.
Say it. Tell me why.
Because you got the night shift.
Because it's my job!
You got to go to Five Nights at Froboodles.
Ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
Ready. 5 bear.
What if that was like my 13th reason? Like, what if I did
Fiv
sit right
Biddle
now?
Fiv Biddle at Frubadoobs. That's my favorite Fubadoob game.
Hey, Nezzy,
Yes.
I have a proposition for you.
Uh-huh. Does it
So-
have something to do with butt sex?
What?
It doesn't have to if you don't want it.
God damn it, fucking no. I want to have
You're gonna have fun! What?
I really
Okay.
hope I didn't wake up my dad to the sound of me saying butt sex.
Welcome to
I'm
our
gonna
friend
be
group,
sorry,
Lio.
I'll probably woke up soon.
What are you
Oh
saying?
my goodness.
I was hanging out with Lio while he was working on something and fucking and fucking
What?
Theft.
Of...
What?
Were you stealing Mario?
So I'm not stealing.
Probably.
He's mine.
You stolen...
You stole.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're recording today.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck
anyway.
recording your Let's Play.
Anyway, Nezzy, I have a proposition for you.
Yes.
I want to write a fan fiction together.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Well, hold on.
Why?
Hold on.
About
You're-
what?
Hear me out before you yell at me.
Uh-huh.
Rollicking start.
Is it about Doom Guy?
No, it's not about Doomhead. My God,
Okay.
you guys know one thing about me, and you fucking run with it. You bastard.
I know a bunch of things about you because I'm in love with you, but you never noticed that shit.
I'm so sorry. I talk about like the
You know
only.
what's odd?
Welcome to it, Lio.
I'm over here saying that I'm in love with what Jared Leto wished he could be when he played the Joker, and now nobody leaves me alone about it.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Oh, you saw 31, didn't you?
The pause. was a beautiful. That's like the most beautiful rendition of modern day physical storytelling of her zooming in and there being a long pause staring to the depths of this murder pony's eyes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but do
the
you
silence was
understand?
so loud.
But do you
Huh?
understand? You understand why I like Doomhead, right?
Yes.
Not you. I'm talking to Heaton.
I don't know who Doomhead is.
Okay, well, I asked you if you saw 31. You paused like you were reluctant to tell you that you did. So you
No.
haven't seen it yet.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what the pause was for. It was what?
Okay, 31 is a Rob Zombie film. It's a horror film. It's a death game. One of the guys, his name is Doomhead. He's a Joker clone, but he's not actually really a Joker clone. And there's one scene that made me go, uh-oh, why am I attracted to this? Why are my girds loined? Or is it? Yeah, gird your loins. Whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, Nezzy.
Now it's a judgmental pause.
Okay, well, I'll show you the clip in a minute, and then you can judge me for it properly. Fact of the matter is, Nezzy, elevator pitch. You know those YA fan fictions that, like, you make you choose between the two guys? What if we made a YN fan fiction, and the girl had to pick between the two guys, but she ended up going with her girl best friend, and they become lesbians together?
I would say we could just write a book at that point.
Well, wouldn't it be cool?
Yes, it would be cool.
Okay then. So, I deserve an apology.
No.
I deserve an apology. No.
I'm not going to apologize for the lack of butt sex.
No, that's not. The
I mean,
apology.
Can't the male leads get together and then you'd have like all your bases covered?
We'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there. But that's the main thing. The apology you owe to me is preemptively thinking that I'm making something cursed. When in reality, I have a lot of really good ideas, Nezzy the Monster Mouse. Okay? And personally, I do not appreciate you thinking that I don't have good ideas that don't involve butt sex.
Honey, first of all, nobody said you didn't. Second of all,
no, but it was the patronizing. Oh God,
really quickly, just for context, your last idea that you pitched to me was drawing both of our Sonas in these outfits.
It wasn't an idea. It was a promise. First of all, second of all, I have amazing ideas that are fucking iconic. Okay, and you're just jealous because I thought of them before you did.
I love when Dio laughs so hard that the mic does not catch all of it.
Oh God, no! I saw the outfit.
Oh,
There ain't
Dio,
no
you
mic.
haven't even seen half of the clothes that we show each other. One of them was like from Etsy, and it said I'm in my rutting phase, and the other one said Omega rights.
Oh! I can't say anything. I've bought Heaton and Omega pin before. Never mind.
I still have it.
Oh my God! Wait, no. You know what? No, I have another idea. Nezzy.
Yeah.
If we ever get married, if we ever get married, on the wedding invitations, are we gonna say we're tying the knot KNOT?
Stop!
Oh God!
That's too far. Listen, that's a great idea. That's too far.
Can you imagine a fan fiction? Can you imagine a fan fiction when there are two people getting married and one of the audience members stand up like, that bitch is actually a beta, and then everyone goes wild.
Oh my God! No! What if we did write an Omegaverse fan fiction together?
I have done that before.
Well, can we?
Yeah, we can.
Well,
I can.
What's the fandom?
This is what the streams
I don't
become,
know.
guys.
Ellie, I'll tell you one thing. Ellie, I'll tell you one thing, right? Because we are such close friends, you are the love of my life. We're most likely what's going to happen is Avi and I are going to get married and we're going to be one big happy family. I will give you my AO3 account and you may read some of the stupid shit that I've put on there.
Oh, that's true love.
You guys, all of you can suck my dick. Yeah, one of you can suck my nuts. Is what
I'll tell
can
you.
do. I won't share it with anybody. I pinky swear with a cherry on top I will not show anybody. But you all can fucking suck my nards. What you
I'll
can
tell
do.
you this, right? I'll tell you one thing. Some of the writing I would argue is actually pretty good because I get to be pretentious.
And that is okay.
My shit's
We love our
gone.
we love our pretentious besties.
I had a heart attack because I thought I DM'd the link to the wrong person.
It's okay.
No.
My shit is my
It's
op
okay,
is ironclad. You'll
that's
never
your
find
fault.
my fanfics. They're gone.
Also, do not judge my tags. They're not all what they seem to be. It's not what you think.
Oh,
Me too.
I possess nothing but aggressive. I'm now aggressively judgmental.
Also,
Natural.
Ellie, you have a question in the chat.
Just what? Read the question. I can't
Ellie,
read.
can you explain what Manham Ultime is? I'm playing Arkham City. I would like to be mildly entertained to hear your explanation.
Oh God, it's been forever since I've played that game. I don't remember.
Cool.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on. Let me actually go into. Let me see if I feel like I don't know what's being said, but let me read it. Maybe if I look at it.
Also,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not my fault. I
Heat
like
Mitsuru
rescue
stream, everybody.
stories.
Yeah, it's true.
Ellie, don't judge me for the fact that I like a bunch of rescue stories. I like my little damsel in distress boy.
I'm sorry. You're talking to the person who's literally the queen of damsel in distress stories before I go to sleep at night.
I'm sorry. I need to put this in the live show chat. Apple did a redraw of something, and it is making me laugh far more than it should.
This was supposed to be horror art of a funny murder horse, and now here's where we are.
We have gay sex Leah.
I love
Is
that
that
meme
the
so
character?
much. That's Apple. I love Apple so much.
Is that
Yeah,
the character from Spooky Month?
I don't think so. I don't think it's at all related to Spooky Month. I just know the original meme. The original meme makes me laugh. Something about the Shutterstock church in the background is also really funny.
Hey, to answer the question, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what this is at all. Maybe I just really wasn't paying attention that much because I never really got a chance to play it. I watched people play it. I don't know what this is. I'm sorry.
I put something in live show.
Okay.
I really decided to go ham on the rendering for these particular horror pieces, and damn, I'm
Not gonna lie, just
regret, but also ooh shiny.
thought you were
I
gonna put
wish.
in the turning red picture.
Listen, I didn't think that this rendering would turn out very good, because normally when I try and do lighting TM, it looks really, really fucking awful, but I think I'm finally starting to fucking figure it out.
I need
I
to
mean,
experiment more.
Looks good to me. I like it.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, shiny.
All right, let me.
More.
Boy, I sure do love that Pinkie Pie. Anyway.
Also,
Oh.
another question in the chat. Hey Heaton, just a super quick thing. Do you have any tips on writing a character with autism? Murder horse be damned.
Murder what?
Murder horse be damned.
Murder
Oh.
horse.
So this is a little. This one's really tough. As somebody with autism, I'll give you the unhelpful answer as the bit, and then I'll give you the real answer. Because the unhelpful answer is, when I do it, I make them like me, because I have autism. So I get to just cheat. But traditionally, I find that, the easiest way to do it is that, when I do it, is that they usually have issues with, not specifically with communication, but, taking things a little literally is always a good bit. It's one of my favorite jokes with autistic characters, is basically the Amelia Bedelia complex, where it's you said to do X, so I did X. Another funny example is, if you remember the nun piece bit of the "You guys are pirates! Why did you do that? You let them know we're here! You said warn everyone! Oh my god! But, like...
You said to draw the drapes, so I painted a lovely portrait.
So I painted them a lovely portrait, yeah. But, like, as well, having them be, like... A lot of people, like, rely on underconveyance. Like, it's the idea of, like... they don't know how to communicate, so they don't. I find that typically the autistic experience personally is the opposite. It's overconveyance. So it's the idea of, like, the character will overly explain something. So, like, it'll be, like, they'll really just be, like, hammering in a point, and someone will be like, yeah, no, I get it.
I have an example.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it was a really cute story idea where they were talking about a character that really needed to study or else they would lose their position on a football team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nerd jock shit. And it's like, do you want to try the reward system? Like, what is that? And they literally go in depth about the whole history of the reward system. It's like, English, please. It's like, you do something right, I will give you what you want. And then he asked for kisses, and it was cute.
Yeah. So, like, just the sort of, like, the idea of, like, taking things a little overly literally, and then I always like the overconveyance as opposed to the underconveyance, because I think, that avoids the, like, really annoying miscommunication tropes. But, like, and it's cute. It's cute. I think it's cute when they're like, I babble, 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 and then just gently takes their face and is like, summary. And they're like, oh, like this. Oh, okay, that's all I needed.
Oh no, my favorite one is when the character is so smitten that they just sit there and listen even though they don't know what's going on. And they, like, accidentally learn things through it.
Me listening to Dio.
Oh, so every
I was about to
conversation
say,
between
me when listening
Nezzy
to
and
you.
Avi. That's any conversations between me, Nezzy, and Avi is that just in
Me
rotation.
listening to Avi describe the intricacies of God Hand, well, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
I'll tell you one thing,
quite
right?
spectacular.
Sorry. I'll tell you one thing to Heaton as another pointer to Heaton because apparently I've been peer reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I've been peer reviewed. My psychiatrist is semi-concerned. We're heading to that direction. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we're on the boat, and I can't get off.
Listen, we
but
track
there
you
was
they're like
one-
sand users. I don't know what to tell you.
You can, in fact, not get off with Mr. Bones' wild ride.
There was one that I read that made me feel called out because it was talking about meltdowns, and I'm like, oh, I do that. Oh, I do that.
I do that.
Yeah, that happened to me a bunch in my early journey too. Was a lot of like, I would explain things to my therapist, and they're like, "That's an autism symptom," and I'm like,
So you mean to tell me that it's not normal for me to bring up this thing that I like in every fucking conversation and also hit my head when I'm starting to freak out because of the fact that there's too many people around? Yippee!
Oh no! You know what's gonna even be more fucked up? So I'm going to be seeing a psychiatrist on Thursday. Not Thursday, on Wednesday. Wednesday I'm seeing a psychiatrist, and I'm also seeing a therapist that my mom recommended to me. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Okay, so I want to be very transparent with you. Don't be surprised if brain scans starts coming into an idea." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Well, I may have shared some concerns with the therapist that we're going to be sharing that I think you might have autism."
Thanks, Mom.
I was like, and she's like, "Well, and I'm not saying that, she's going to diagnose you as soon as she talks to you.
But that is what I'm saying. You're autistic.
No, she said, as your mother, I know you better than anyone." And I'm like, did you preemptively make my therapist diagnose me with autism? She's like, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, and we'll figure that out in the time.
My favorite incident with my mother and my my late stage diagnosis was, we were, I was talking. She sent me an article on, oh God, I don't remember the exact term for it. The magnet therapy. For those of you who are familiar, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I can't remember the exact title of it. But it's this weird, thing where they apply magnets to your brain. Whatever.
Just type of brain scan, isn't it?
No, it's specifically a kind of therapy because you have to do it more than once. I don't remember exactly what it was called. That's not the point. The point is, she told me to ask my therapist about it, and I looked at her and I'm like, this seems like quack shit. And my mom's like, no, it's a thing that you do in like hospitals. It's like a medical diagnosis thing. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I brought it up to my therapist, and the moment the words, I was told to ask you about X, immediately she picked her head up from her clipboard and went, I'm not recommending you for that. And I went,
no.
Huh? And she goes, well, and she kind of sighs and she goes, it's two things, right? She's like, one, a lot of people that I've seen give it a try, especially even in groups, because I was part of a program that also did group therapy. She's like, the people that I see in group who do it, it doesn't really do anything. And I'm like, that's what I said. It seemed like it was hoax shit. And she's like, yeah, it's still being researched. We don't know how much it actually changes or affects or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the other thing was, she looked at me and she goes, the other thing that I'm worried about is that it's supposed to be, like, less aggressive, obviously, but it's supposed to do the same thing that ECT does. And she's like, if it does work, there haven't been enough studies to see how it'll affect your long-term memory. And I don't want to put you on that until we know. And I was like, oh! It's like electroconvulsive therapy? No, thank you. I would no longer like to do that.
By the way, really quick, wandering. I just looked at the comments, and it just says Nezzy. It's like an ellipses. And I'm like, I want to be clear here. Okay, if I have to sit in one spot for a long period of time, and I'm not allowed to move, and there's a ton of people around, sometimes I get the urge to bite myself, which is why my friend gave me a fidget box.
Why do you want to bite yourself?
Because they're autistic.
Because I need something to do. Fuck you! No, what happened was, right, okay, what happened is that the other thing is that I remember I was like, can somebody explain to me when to recognize a panic attack? Oh, I start, like, screaming and hitting my head. And then I went online, it's like, that's not a panic attack, it's a meltdown. I'm like, oh, why? And it's like, it's very common with people with autism. I'm like, oh, why? And then I went to my therapist, like, I just found out the difference between a panic attack and a meltdown, and I realized that my meltdowns were causing me to have a panic attack.
Yeah, welcome to it!
And I kind of sat there and went, oh. And then I think at one point I was sitting by myself, I'm like, fuck you, Heat.
You can't blame me for being right!
See, here's the thing, is that for the longest time, I remember at one point that I did think that I had autism. We still don't know, but...
The only reason we don't know is because no doctor has actually had to be able to say it yet. We know!
My dad was like, oh, I don't think you have autism, because he supposedly got me tested when I was a baby, you know, back when it was, you know, white boys, that's how people identified it. And my dad is like, I don't think you have it. And then I realized, oh, you don't think I have it partially because I'm doing what you do and you have it.
Yeah, it was the same response from my dad!
I was
told
like,
you
you have
about.
autism. This is pretty normal. And like one of the stories that I remember him telling me was when he broke his leg. No, he broke his arm. And it's like, oh, they kind of realized something was going on when I broke my arm. And I cried for a bit. And then I sat in the car humming to myself instead of crying about my broken arm. And then I broke my arm.
And did the exact same fucking thing.
I cried a little bit. And then I sat in the car in total silence. The only times I made noise was when they were moving my arm around. But for the most part, I just kind of sat there by myself with a fucking broken arm.
I was gonna say, did I tell you about being on the phone with my mom talking about how we think Dad might have had autism?
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Yeah.
You said your mom had a moment of going like,
oh.
Yeah.
Well, because my mom said, well, I think all of you kids are on the spectrum somewhere. And I was like, well, if you thought I was on the spectrum, why didn't you ever have me tested? And she's like, well, back in the early 2000s, I thought that having autism was what your brother had. And I've learned since then that that's not what it is at all. It's a spectrum. And, and by the time I figured that out, you were, well,
like this.
Yeah.
We were too late.
we were too late. It was terminal.
We already went about 1/3 into your life with this thing, so we can't really turn back now.
Sorry.
It was just one of those things where I was like, oh, do you think Dad might have had it? Because I was like, oh, autism is a primarily paternal trait. She's like, oh, if I had all well-knowing knowledge and I found out your dad had autism, I wouldn't be shocked. And I was like, well, do you think I have autism? Oh yeah.
By the way, shark jumping walrus, the way that the magnets are supposed to work is because your brain works on electrical signals. I'm not an expert on this, so don't quote me on this. I have had to do a little bit of research on the brain because I'm working on a psychology degree. It's going incredibly badly because I have depression, bipolar, and OCD. And possibly autism. But because the magnets are supposed to affect the electrical signals in your brain. I know that it sounds really weird, but your brain does work on some level of electricity.
That's what sends the signals to make your brain do stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the magnet thing isn't heavily tested, because it can cause, because of the electricity in your brain going through various sections of your brain, such as your hippocampus. That's how it affects your memory. Because I don't know how else to describe it, and bear in mind, don't quote me on this, I'm not an expert. The way that I describe it is that the electricity basically is the equivalent of deleting a file in your head.
Yeah. It's so somebody else said electroconvulsive therapy ? So what they used to do back in the day, well, they still do it, but now it's just not as bad, was they would put electrodes to different sections of your head, and then they would just tase you. And you may be thinking that's really
lobotomies.
And you may be thinking, well, that's a really strong word. No, they would literally a taser's charge worth of electricity directly into your brain, hundreds of volts. And they did this mostly for people with mood disorders, and people who were bipolar, people with BPD, etc., etc. They'd get the shock, and they'd
get the chair.
They still do it now. You can still get ECT now, but obviously it's a lot less of a charge. Now they do it under what is called the seizure threshold, because they didn't used to. It used to just be that they would, that's where in movies, it's where the thing of put a spoon in your mouth. They'd put a rag in your mouth, and they'd shock you until you seized. And
by the way, if someone's having a seizure, don't put something in their mouth.
Well, no, because they'll should.
Choke.
Well, it depends on the seizure, but
oh, okay.
Because sometimes you do, because
they'll bite their tongue off.
Because they'll bite off their tongue. So you've
yes.
You've got to I think it's got to be something soft, so that they don't bite their tongue, but also so that they don't like fuck their teeth up.
I think it was like a piece of leather or something sometimes.
Yeah, like
the same with like
a piece of leather or like rolled up cloth. It doesn't matter. The point is, they used to do this. They used to hit you with, they'd hit you with electricity so hard that people would get long-term memory loss. They don't anymore, but it still causes like short-term brain damage, because that's literally what it is. It's controlled brain damage. They don't do it as much anymore, but I know some places still do.
Can I?
It's
say
also
something?
I
thought. Can I say something real quick? That was just really bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but thinking of getting zapped in the head, I was just thinking shave and a haircut. I'm sorry. Continue. I needed to get that out there. I was sitting on my hands on that for a minute.
But like, yeah, like it used to be a lot worse than it is now, but so they still only do it a little bit. And now it's, from my understanding, they only do it in like really extreme cases. It's like how our poor dear Caden got put on fucking macro doses of fucking lithium. Which is something you're, A, only supposed to, like, gargle, and B, they haven't given people for fucking brain disorders since, like, the fucking 60s. But my favorite funny psychology fact was that time, way back when they used to, when they took people who had, I don't know what the term you would call it, people who were schizoaffective, I guess, and they were like, yeah, you're hallucinating? You're having, like, you're paranoid and you're having, like, visual and auditory hallucinations? You're having tactile hallucinations? Cool. We're gonna microdose you on LSD and just see if that cancels out like PEMDAS. Spoilers, it didn't.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at that, but that's really...
That was literally the thought process. The thought process was that, kind of like, for example, if you have ADHD, if you're hyperactive, they give you stimulants because it helps your body catch up with your brain. They were like,
I know, it was just,
they were like, oh well, what if it works like with what if it works like that? What if we just give them more?
I just can't get over that. We're gonna microdose you on LSD.
I mean, they pretty much gave children heroin, so
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like my Fridays.
Oh yeah, and they were giving out. I wonder why the United States has an opioid epidemic. I can't imagine. Couldn't have anything to do with you fucking giving people heroin in like the fucking 60s.
Listen, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic because I'm not having any.
I'm gonna do the war on drugs. So really, what are you gonna do? I'm on the side of
the drugs.
We're doing the war on drugs on the side of drugs.
Fuck Ronald Reagan. Let's just get that out of the way.
Maxtor has destroyed our brain.
No, we're
In
not.
honor of Aaron, fuck Ronald Reagan.
I was about to say we're not allowed to go too into it because that's Aaron's point of speciality is how Ronald Reagan.
There's also
works.
cocaine.
I also
cocaine
worry
and
that he'll break. I also worry that if we say Ronald Reagan 3 times in the mirror, Aaron Tempest just shows up behind you.
No. Aaron Tempest shows up, but he's being carried by his mother, and like she goes into it further.
Yes, Madam Tempest is terrifying. Madam Tempest.
I managed to make her laugh once.
I love Mama Tempest. I love Mama Tempest.
He's amazing.
I haven't gotten to experience Mama Tempest, but
love Madam Tempest.
She's very
so
funny.
Sweet. She's so lovely.
I think I made her laugh once because she was doing something in the kitchen. It sounded like she was hammering something. I was like, "Is your mom fighting a deer?" Also, Heaton, I swear to fucking God, put that to 72% or I will jump. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Somebody mentioned the lead in the gas. Have you ever? I got to experience the lead paint stare in real life. Oh my god, that's
The
terrifying.
what?
Okay, so the lead paint stare is, you know how like boomers have that stare where like it almost looks like they're doing the Kubrick stare, but like their face just looks like they're dead.
You mean the
Maybe.
Vietnam flashback face?
Kind of.
They look like they look bored out of their skulls, but they're like on autopilot.
So me, when I disassociate.
Well, I don't know what you look like when you dissociate, Lizzie. So
Well, we don't even know if it's derealization, depersonalization, or disassociation. All we know is that my brain's not there anymore.
Mine does that too.
okay.
Welcome to it.
it is like 1,000-yard stare, but it's like it's like they're really drowsy drunk.
Yeah,
looking.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Well, they didn't apparently. So, yeah, I witnessed that when I was going to the WalMarts, and I was picking up. Funnily enough, I was picking up paint, and I was looking through the sketchbooks because, you know, as a little treat, I wanted a sketchbook, and I like look over, and this old woman was like, "Excuse me," and like I look over, this woman had to be like -3 foot, which is.
She was in the floor.
Listen, I just felt nice. I just felt nice knowing what everyone else sees.
She
when
was
they look
no
at me.
good.
I felt like the bigger person.
POV,
in
you're
this
someone
situation.
looking down at Ellie Momelli.
Exactly. And so she was just really short, and she was like, "Excuse me," and it's like she was a broken record. It's like it's all she could say. "Excuse me, excuse me." Even when I got out of her way, she's like, "Excuse me," and she had the lead paint stare. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Oh, that's terrifying. I was like, I think she's about ready to like actually like die, like right here. I think she's about to keel over. I think the Matrix was glitching and she was about to die. I was about to watch someone drop dead in front of me. Luckily, I didn't, or sadly, depending on who you asked me when you asked me at the time.
I would argue she's already 3 feet under the ground. There's not much farther to drop.
The fact of the matter is, actually, speaking of that, you know what? You know, I cried because I found out how Gavin looks at me. Well, because there's a trend on TikTok where it's like you record you looking at your significant other from like your height, and a lot of the people do it with like really massive like height gap couples. And I got to see how Gavin looks at me.
Ripping
Needless to say, I was inconsolable.
I think I'm slowly becoming one of Gavin's favorites because I looked at him and went, I like his beard, and Gavin went, that one. I like that one.
So that's
you called it.
Hang on. So that's the end of the stream.
Yippee! Thank you for drawing a totally normal horse.
I drew a totally normal horse.
Totally normal horse.
I'm gonna send you over to Smog Teeth. It looks like they're still making their birthday month masks.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
The schedule for this week should be up tomorrow. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Goodbye!
Wednesday.
Bye!